All right, absolutely bananas. Final minute of overtime in Denver. So let's pick it up right here. 106 to go. You see the score. Denver up one. Uh, Clippers are going to run a little kind of horns action to try to get that Morris switch first on a Jackson. And then what they really wanted to do, they were going at Jokic pretty much all night in pick and rolls. So now they're going to have man come over, set the second one, and they get the switch, which Denver actually wasn't doing a lot down the stretch. So this was, I think, one of the first times they did switch it uh, down the final stretch here, and Jokic is going to try to slide his feet and actually do a pretty reasonable job staying in front of Reggie. So he has to get rid of it, get it back, and now he's got 6 seconds. Jokic on an island at the top, obviously struggles to really move his feet and defend in space. So Jackson's going to size him up, fake like he's going to shoot the three, and then blow by him to the right. And wow, Jeff Green, I mean, does a great job. I thought taking a charge, but you hear refs are going to swallow their whistle in the last couple minutes, and for sure did that here because Jeff Green was, totally gets there outside the charge circle, gets set. Reggie Jackson's up in the air, runs him over, and somehow we're not going to call anything. But Zubac, I mean, he played big tonight, man. He was around the rim on pretty much everything, so he does a great job. Again, his man Green goes to help, and then Zubac is pretty much left alone at the rim for the putback. So play on. Clippers up one, 45 seconds to go. All right, Denver's gonna bring it up, and what in the world is going on? Okay, so let's break this down for you. First of all, the announcers, Mark Jones, I think, was saying, "Oh, Zubac was trying to give a foul." He's not trying to give a foul. Okay, he had 5 fouls already. The Clippers are up one. Fouling here would make absolutely no sense. Ty Lue is telling him, get up, deny him. Don't let him catch the ball because obviously Denver runs 99.9% of their offense through Jokic, especially at the top, or handling in pick and rolls. So Jokic is going to come up and try to just deny him. You see with his left hand up, try to take away that pass. But now Jokic is going to cut a little bit, and really, I mean, what should have happened is right here, without trying to, Zubac ended up kind of having just his right hand all over Jokic, sort of hooking him, as you see right there with the right, and they should have just called that a foul. But again, like I said, swallow the whistle. Since they just let something play on at the other end, now they're going to let this one play on. And so Jokic is just going to keep playing despite the little tackle football move, whatever's going on. And he's going to get away himself with a little bit of right arm shove, Zubac to get by him. And yeah, now he's past him. And just a stupid, stupid foul by the Clippers at the end there. I mean, you got to just realize when you got no big left and you're so small like this, if Jokic catches the ball at the free throw line, he's scoring. I mean, just give him 2 points here. This foul does absolutely nothing to him, especially because, I mean, he's an unbelievable free throw shooter. So this whole play, just an absolute train wreck for the Clippers, which should have been just a foul there. But now, Zubac now is just trying to use his chest. He's trying to chest up Jokic. They're both hand fighting a little bit. Again, you let that play on because Zubac got away with the initial foul. And great footwork, great finish by maybe the most skilled player ever. More on that coming in a video soon. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. But you see again the elite, absolutely dominant performance by a guy who's going to be a top 10 player of all time when all is said and done. And we come back. All right, Clippers ball out of the timeout. 35 seconds to go down two. So what do? Try to get a quick 2-for-1, obviously. So good play. They kind of ran this action a few times. What they were trying to get was kind of Reggie coming off this zipper screen and seeing if he could pretty much turn the corner. They try to have Zubac, you see, cut out of there right away. I think a few plays prior, they'd got the lob to Zubac on this action because basically Aaron Gordon couldn't, keep Reggie Jackson in front of him. So as Reggie got by him, what they had the last time was Zubac lob at the rim. But Boston's kind of in the way this time a little bit, so Jokic was able to come in and help and take that away. And yeah, just not great spacing there. I don't know if Ty Lue thought, that again, that Reggie would just turn the corner and go all the way. But you see, Jeff Green does a great job recognizing he's guarding Zubac, but he sees Jackson kind of beating Gordon on that same action, and Jokic does a great job covering for him, taking Zubac away. So again, Boston kind of the issue on that play. He's sort of taking up all that space there. But anyway, ball's going to find him. He's going to nice strong drive, and hey, look who's around the rim again, Zubac. Great job, baseline drive. Jeff Green goes to help again, and once again, Zubac wide open at the rim. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, so my international followers can crush me again for that. Okay, 127 all. You see about 2.34 differential, right? Okay, so Jokic is going to pop out for the catch, all right? So, first of all, this here we're going to really anger some Clippers fans because let's watch on super slow-mo Jokic's feet, right? Okay, so he's going to catch the ball. Left foot's down as the pivot, right? Clearly, I mean, don't read too much into what's going on before or whatever. When he really kind of sets his feet, left foot's the pivot, right foot's clearly moving, right? So left foot's the pivot. That's the one that's got to stand still. Right foot's moving. Okay, he's going to reset himself. Left foot's the pivot. Right one's moving. You see, he takes a step back with the right. Right, he's moving that right foot around, jabbing it a little bit in place, and what he's going to do is then kind of hook. And yeah, as you can see, I mean, there's a yeah, certainly a pretty substantial slide of that left foot there. Okay, but I mean, okay, you can argue, I guess, that that's still the pivot, although that certainly seems to move, right? But he's definitely takes a big kind of half spin step towards the baseline side with that right foot. Okay, but now again, watch. So this is the left foot, right? That can't move. Woo! Look at that thing slide across the floor, right? Woo! Yeah, that's a travel. I mean, again, I'm watching on super slow mo. Okay, in fairness to the refs. Okay, when you watch it real time live like this, right? It doesn't look like a travel, right? In full speed. So I'm not saying they should have called it. I'm not expecting them to call it. I'm not saying it was super material to really what happened. And if they call it, it's kind of outrageous to be honest, because it didn't really have any impact on the play, and the play was outstanding. But I'm just saying again, if you super slow mo this, there's no question that it's a travel. So I'm curious, last 2 minutes, will they admit that in the report or whatever? But anyway, it doesn't really matter. So bottom line, yeah, Jokic sees the double coming, right, from Coffee, okay? So he's going to spin away from it, right? Spin towards the baseline side. He called it post game a little half spin. This little double of Coffee doesn't really bother him because he sees right over it, right? So he's going to drop that right foot, turn towards the baseline, okay? He's going to keep the ball high, and then he talked about it in his post game interview. He sees Barton's pulling over towards him, so that takes Kennard with him. Okay? So Barton here, Kennard has to go with him, right? Morris is going to cut right across the paint. Okay, and that's going to take there with him, Boston with him. Okay? So Jokic is, again, he's just seeing this whole thing. Ball's above his head. Barton's taken. Morris is taken in the middle. Jeff Green is underneath in that dunker spot, and he's ducking in hard. So what's open? Aaron Gordon. And look at how he just lofts that perfectly in his shooting pocket to the corner. I mean, it's just a perfect pass. And again, I'm not taking anything away from it because I don't think it should have been called a travel or anything. But that's why I think again Jokic is maybe the most skilled player ever because it's just an obscene pass. It's knowing a guy's tendency that he doesn't like the ball zip too hard to him. Gordon actually likes it a little bit softer, but it is perfectly in his shot pocket from above his head on a double team with hands in his face, four hands in his face, essentially three or so, okay? With the Clippers doing the right thing in their coverages, right? Everybody's basically where they're supposed to be, but Jokic, I mean, he's a basketball genius. He's a savant. He's Einstein. Absolutely brilliant. Look, it just lofts that up nice and high with the right hand, and it's exactly where it should be. Exactly. Perfect pass. Aaron Gordon, big time shot. And now here's where things get even a little bit wilder because you're going to see, obviously, as we see here, there's still time on the clock. That was the shot clock that went off. Like we said, there was a pretty significant differential, right? Maybe a little less than I thought. But anyway, Davon Reed is going to sprint onto the midcourt. That's him right here. Okay? On top of that, whoever this is right here is jumping all over the court. The ref grabs him, but Reed is almost at center court. And Denver's coaches then ran on after him, like, what the hell are you doing? Get off the court. He's got his hands on his head, like Morris. He's a smart guy. Obviously, he knows, oh no, we're not supposed to do that. Malone's chewing him out. blah, blah, blah. And here's where it gets really funny, ridiculous. Again, Malone's furious, but if you watched on ESPN like I did, are they still not at the games? Richard Jefferson, Mark Jones had no idea that they even did call a tech. They like said it at first, and then they apparently didn't see this, I guess. Which I mean, you see this on the Denver broadcast. They were late coming back from it, but Luke Kennard made a free throw. You see the score change, so 128. So they did call a tech, which I didn't even realize because again, watching on TV, they literally said, "Oh, there was no tech." No, they called a tech. So let Ty Lue and the Clippers huddle up, draw up something quick, but ultimately didn't make a huge difference because you don't get to advance the ball, so just made it a 2 point game, which I guess is pretty substantial because now the Clippers have a chance to win the game. But you still got to go full court, and to do that, what they're going to do is put in a good passer, Luke Kennard, to try a baseball pass of sorts. And when he finally gets the ball, we're going to just have a little kind of split action, and Reggie is going to catch it as close to half court as he can and take a dribble and step through everybody and get a pretty good look to launch from half court and almost knock it down, too. Not a bad look at all. But Denver holds on. Thrilling, thrilling game. Wild last minute, as you can see. Denver wins by 2. Not sure if ESPN ever picked up on that. But thanks for watching. Thumb up, subscribe. Scat with Bryan. B. Oringher, NBA on Twitter. Find the link in the description. Scat with Bryan everywhere else. Thanks again for watching.